See, holding company is a company which acquires or which holds more than 50% of shares. First, we have to calculate the capital and reserve and minority interest. So, consolidate means what? So, we have to consolidate both holding company's balance sheet and subsidiaries company's balance sheet. The excess money, then the face value, then it is called as goodwill. Hello my dear students, I am your Ajay sir, faculty, Department of Commerce and Management, Vidyashram First Grade College, a temple of excellence, Mysuru. My dear students, today's session is all about corporate accounting, 4th semester, unit 4, session 4. The topic is accounting for holding companies. In the previous session, we have already discussed what is the meaning of holding company. See, holding company is a company which acquires or which holds more than 50% of shares in another company which is called subordinate company or subsidiary company. There are two companies. First one, holding company and subsidiary company. The holding company which acquires more number of shares, more than 50% of shares from the subsidiary company, then it will become holding company. The other company which sells the shares to holding company will be considered as subsidiary company or subordinate company. Now, let's go to the problem. From the balance sheet below, prepare consolidated balance sheet. So, consolidate means what? So, we have to consolidate both holding company's balance sheet and subsidiaries company's balance sheet, and we have to make single balance sheet of Honda company and its subsidiary super company as on 31st/12/2014. Here Honda company is a holding company and super company is a subsidiary company. This is the balance sheet of both holding company and subsidiary company. See, this is the holding company. This is subsidiary company. Here also assets of holding company, assets of subsidiary company. Let's look at the balance sheet. See, balance sheet in building of holding company is 1,44,000 and building of subsidiary company is 50,000. Machinery 60,000, 20,000. Stock 36,000, 6,000 and debtors 44,000, 14,000, bank 10,000, 10,000 and shares in subsidiary company. Yes, company means subsidiary company or super company is 5,000 shares. That means, see, holding company is purchasing 5,000 shares from subsidiary company, or Honda company is purchasing 5,000 shares from super company. So, how much they are paying for the 5,000 share? They are paying 70,000 rupees. They are paying 70,000 rupees, and this is the total of asset side. Let's come to the liability side. Shares capital. Share capital. So, share of rupees 10 each. For every what is the face value of each share? It is 10 rupees. So, it is total share value or share capital of holding company or Honda company, and this is total shares value or the share capital of super company or subsidiary company. See, out of 60,000, 60,000 means what? How many shares we are having? See, 60,000 divided by what is the face value of each share is 10 rupees. Then it is 6,000 shares. So, super company is having 6,000 shares. Look at here. So, the Honda company is purchasing 5,000 shares out of 6,000 shares. Then what is the ratio? Let's see. So, if they purchase 5,000 shares from super company, the Honda company is purchasing 5,000 shares, remaining shares to super company. So, what is the ratio? It is the ratio in the ratio of 5:1. So, out of 6,000 share, Honda company has purchased 5,000 shares from super company. Then the ratio will be 5:1. Now, come to the next point. General reserve. General reserve of Honda company is 5,000 and general reserve of super company is 12,000. It is 50,000 and profit and loss account of Honda company is 44,000 and super company is 18,000. Creditors of Honda company 30,000 and super company is 10,000. Now let's look at the adjustment. At the date of acquisition of shares by Honda company of its holding in super company, the latter had undistributed profit and reserve amounting rupees 6,000 and 4,000 respectively. What do you mean by that? See, before acquisition, the super company is having 6,000 worth of profit and 4,000 worth of reserve before acquisition. See, whatever the profit or reserve before acquisition is called as capital profit or capital reserve, and whatever the amount which is there with the super company, it may be reserve or profit and loss account, that is called as revenue profit or revenue reserve. See, what is the total reserve of S company? It is 12,000. See, total reserve is 12,000. This is at the end of the year. Before acquisition, they are having 4,000 before acquisition, that is called as capital reserve. See, out of 12,000, 4,000 is the capital reserve. Remaining amount is the revenue reserve. Come to the profit. See, look at the profit and loss account. The total profit of the S company, if you get the profit and loss account in liability side, that represents profit. If you get the same profit and loss account in the asset side, that represent loss. Keep this in mind. So, total profit of the subsidiary company or the super company is 18,000. Out of it is the profit at the end of the year. But at the date of acquisition, they are having 6,000. That means before acquisition, super company is having profit of 6,000. So, let's see. Total profit is 18,000 at the end of the year. Now, what is capital profit? What is revenue profit? The profit before acquisition is called as capital profit or pre-acquisition profit. The profit after acquisition is called as revenue profit. It is also called as post-acquisition profit. So, here the adjustment says the profit before acquisition is 6,000. So, out of 18,000, 6,000 is the capital profit. Remaining amount is the revenue profit. Remaining is 12,000 is the revenue profit. At the same time, what is the total reserve? See, total reserve of subsidiary company is 12,000. Now, what is the reserve before acquisition? Is 4,000. So, the super company is having 4,000 worth of reserve before acquisition, that is called as capital reserve. So, total reserve is 12,000. So, out of 12,000, pre-acquisition reserve or capital reserve is 4,000. So, remaining 8,000 is post-acquisition reserve. See, capital profit, revenue profit. This is capital profit. This is revenue profit. This is capital reserve, revenue reserve. I hope you are understanding. So, whatever the profit or reserve before acquisition is called as capital profit or capital reserve. Whatever the profit at the end of the year, that means after acquisition, that is called as revenue profit or revenue reserve. Next, the creditors of the Honda company includes 10,000 payable to super company. See, before acquisition, Honda company is a separate company and super company is a separate company. But once Honda company acquired shares in super company, it will become the super company will become the part of Honda company. So then they have to mutually adjust the any amount payable or receivable. It may be creditors or debitors. For example, creditors payable. Creditors of Honda Company Limited includes 10,000 payable to super company, means they have to mutually adjust. It should be deducted from the creditors. We have to in balance sheet asset side debtors of H company, add debtors of S company and deduct the mutual adjustment 10,000 rupees, and it will be having double effect. So at liability side, again creditors of H company or holding company, add creditors of subsidiary company and deduct the mutual adjustment 10,000. The 10,000 should be deducted both in liability side and asset side while preparing the consolidated balance sheet of Honda company with its subsidiary company. I hope you are understanding. So I hope you are clear. See, 6,000 is the capital profit, remaining profit is the revenue profit. Again 4,000 is the capital reserve, remaining reserve 8,000 is the revenue reserve, and this 10,000 rupees should be deducted as a mutual adjustment between super company and Honda company. Now let's go to the problem. This is the solution. We have format to prepare and calculate the minority interest and majority interest. First we have to calculate the minority interest. So calculation of minority interest. Now, what is the total number of shares of super company or subsidiary company? Look at the question. See, we are having total number of shares of 6,000 shares. That means total number of shares is 60. In amount they have given 60,000 divided by 10 equals to 6,000 shares. So it is 6,000 shares. If Honda company or holding company acquires 5,000 shares in the subsidiary company, the subsidiary company will be having only 1,000 shares. So if you convert this 5 shares into ratio, you will get 5:1. What is the ratio? 5:1. Now in amount, let's write in amount. So in amount, what is the amount? If you convert these shares to amount, Honda company will get 50,000 and subsidiary company will get 10,000. Honda company is getting 50,000 shares. That means 5,000 into what is the face value of each share? 10 rupees. Again, this is also 1,000 shares into 10 rupees. It is 50,000. It is 10,000. Next, what is the total profit of subsidiary company? See, what is the total profit of subsidiary company? Profit and loss account of subsidiary company is 18,000. Now, and also, what is the profit before acquisition or capital profit before acquisition? Is the company is having amount of 6,000 as a profit before acquisition. So deduct or minus this capital profit out of total profit. Whatever the amount remaining, that is called as revenue profit. So before acquisition profit or pre-acquisition profit, post-acquisition profit. This is also called as capital profit, revenue profit. Say total profit is 18,000, deduct capital profit or before acquisition is 6,000. If you deduct this, you will get 12,000. The remaining amount will be considered as revenue profit. The remaining amount is called as revenue profit. So we have to divide the amount between subsidiary company and holding company. So in the ratio of 5:1. So if you calculate the ratio on 6,000, see 6,000. So it is 5/6 share goes to holding company and 1/6 shares goes to subsidiary company. Let's calculate. So it is 6,000 into 5/6. You'll get 5,000. The out of capital profit, 5,000 of profit will goes to holding company and remaining 1,000 profit will goes to subsidiary company. That's what. So if you divide in this ratio 5:1, so you'll get 5,000 and 1,000. And the remaining profit is called as revenue profit. The remaining profit, if you deduct this 6,000 from 18,000, you'll get 12,000. Again, we have to distribute among holding company and subsidiary company in the ratio of 5:1. So then you will get 10,000 and 2,000. 10,000 will goes to holding company and 2,000 will goes to subsidiary company. Next, come to the reserve. What is the total reserve of subsidiary company? See, general reserve is a 12,000. This is at the end of the year. The balance sheet shows figure which is at the end of the year. But here he has given further information, 4,000 worth of reserve. It is called as capital reserve or pre-acquisition reserve. We have to deduct out of 12,000, deduct this 4,000 pre-acquisition reserve. You will get 8,000 remaining, that is post-acquisition or revenue reserve. This 4,000 is the capital reserve. This 8,000 is the revenue reserve. Again, we have to share among the holding company and subsidiary company according to this ratio 5:1. 4,000 into 5/6, you will get 3,333. Again, 4,000 into 1/6, you will get 667. The remaining amount is called as revenue reserve. The revenue reserve also should be distributed among holding company and subsidiary company in the ratio of 5:1. Again, I will do here 8,000 into 5/6, that will become 6,667. This is for holding company, and for subsidiary company 8,000 into 1/6. The amount is 1,333 for subsidiary company. Like that, we have to distribute revenue reserve and capital reserve. And to prepare the problem, we don't need any total amount of majority interest. The minority interest is enough. So add this 10,000, 1,000, 2,000, 667 and 1,333. Add this all amount. The total amount will be minority interest. This amount should be shown in the liability side of the balance sheet while preparing consolidated balance sheet with the holding company and subsidiary company. This is called as minority interest. Now let's go to the next slide, calculation of goodwill or capital reserve. Now what do you mean by goodwill? See, whatever the excess amount paid by the holding company apart from shares value or actual face value of subsidiary company, the excess amount whatever paid by the holding company, that is called as goodwill. If the amount, if the face value exceeds the payment by the holding company, then it is called as capital reserve. The excess money, then the face value, then it is called as goodwill. If the holding company is paying lesser price than the face value which it has purchased from the holding company, from the subsidiary company, then it is called as capital reserve. Let's understand. What is the cost of investment? See, look at the balance sheet. The actual shares we are purchasing from the subsidiary company is 5,000 shares. See, we are purchasing 5,000 shares. What is the face value of each share? 10 rupees. The total amount we have to pay is 50,000 rupees we have to pay as a holding company. But how much amount we are paying? We are paying 70,000. We are paying excess amount. So whatever the excess amount what we pay apart from its face value, that amount should be considered as a goodwill. Let's calculate the goodwill. See, we are paying 70,000 rupees as a investment. Now deduct the face value, the actual price of the shares. The actual price of the share is 5,000 into 10 rupees. Face value is 10 rupees. Then it is 50,000. Again add capital profit, the share of capital profit of H company and also share of capital reserve of H company or holding company. See, look at the calculation of minority interest. See, what is the capital profit? 6,000 is the total capital profit, and what is the share of capital profit of H company is 5,000. Add in the calculation of goodwill. Again, what is the total capital reserve? 4,000 is the total capital reserve. What is the share of H company out of 4,000? It is 3,333. Again, we will add both of these, all three items, 50,000 and capital profit of H company capital reserve of H company. Add these three items and it will become 58,333. The total amount, the actual worth what we are getting from the subsidiary company is 58,333. Apart from this amount, if we have paid any excess amount, that should be considered as goodwill. See, out of 70,000, the benefit we are getting from the subsidiary company is 58,333. The actual worth of shares and investment is, and remaining excess amount is considered as goodwill. If you get the positive amount, it should be considered as a goodwill. If you get the negative amount or negative balance, it should be considered as capital reserve. I hope you are clear. Let's go to the next slide. Preparation of consolidated balance sheet. Now, this is in vertical form. This is not in horizontal form. The balance sheet we have to prepare the balance sheet in vertical form. First, liability. See, what is the share capital of H company? Share capital of H company is, look at the last year balance sheet. Share capital of H company is 2,40,000. So, we will write 2,40,000 and total general reserve. General reserve of H company is 5,000. Look at the previous year balance sheet. General reserve of H company is 5,000. Add revenue reserve of H company. Revenue reserve of H company. See, capital reserve will be added to calculation of goodwill and revenue reserve should comes to preparation of balance sheet liability side. Now, add revenue reserve of the H company. What is the revenue reserve we have got here? See, share of revenue reserve is 6,667. Add it here. The total amount will be the total general reserve of H company in consolidated balance sheet. Next one, total profit and loss account of H company. What is the total profit of the H company? Look at the balance sheet. 44,000 is the total profit. Here again add the revenue profit. So 44,000 plus 10,000 will be 54,000. Again come to creditors. We are already having adjustment regarding creditors. So once the consolidated balance sheet happened, both company has to mutually adjustment. They have to mutually adjust if any amount payable or receivable. Here creditors amount is a due from H company to S company. Then we have to mutually adjust. That means we have to deduct that particular amount from the debit side also and credit side also. So creditors of the H company is 30,000 or holding company is 30,000 and creditors of the creditors of the subsidiary company, it will become 10,000. So total amount is 40,000. Again deduct mutual adjustment. Whatever the amount which is due from the H company, we have to deduct it. So total amount is 30,000. So 30 plus 10 equals to 40,000 and deduct 10,000, it will be 30,000. And what is the minority interest? So minority interest is a liability. We have to, the holding company has to pay this minority interest to subsidiary company. So it will pay in future. Till then we have to show in the liability side of the balance sheet. It is 15,000. Then total amount of the balance sheet is 3,95,667. Now let's go to the asset side. So now we have to merge both the balance sheet. We have to consolidate both H company's balance sheet and S company's balance sheet. So building of H company is 1,44,000 and building of S company is 50,000. Add both the building, it will become 1,94,000. If you have any appreciation or depreciation, if you add appreciation, you add the appreciation, or if you have depreciation, we have to deduct the depreciation. And also one more information is, if you add any appreciation, it will increase the capital profit. If you have any depreciation, it will reduce the capital profit. That adjustment we have to show in the calculation of minority interest. So if building value or assets value increases, it leads to increase in the capital profit. If any assets value decreases, it leads to decrease in the capital profit. Next one, machinery of H company is 6,000 and add machinery of S company to 20,000, 60,000 and 20,000, it will become 80,000. Again, stock of H company, look at the balance sheet here. See, Stock of H company is 36,000 and stock of S company is 60,000. Total it will become 42,000. So stock of H company 36,000, stock of S company 6,000, total it is 46,000. Next come to the debtors. Debtors of H company 44,000, debtors of S company 14,000, and both the debtors of H company and S company, and again we have mutual adjustment. So if anything due from S company to H company or H company to S company, we have to show both the side. It should be deducted from the creditors also, it should be deducted from the debtors also. So add both the companies debtors 44,000 plus 14,000. Again deduct the less the mutual adjustment, it will become 48,000. Next one, bank balance of holding company. What is the bank balance? See, bank balance of holding company is 10,000, subsidiary company is 10,000. Add it, it will become 20,000. Show here as 20,000. Again, goodwill. So what is the goodwill amount? See, we have already calculated the goodwill. We have to show it in the asset side of the balance sheet. Minority interest amount will be shown in the liability side of the balance sheet. Goodwill amount will be shown in the asset side of the balance sheet. In case if we get the negative figure here and if we consider it as a capital reserve, we have to add to the capital reserve in the liability side of the balance sheet while preparing the consolidated balance sheet. But in this problem, we have positive figure that should be added to goodwill. If you have goodwill also, for example, if you had goodwill here, for example, in asset side, if you have one more item goodwill, we have to add this goodwill amount to old goodwill plus new goodwill, that should be shown in the asset side of the balance sheet. So the total amount will be tallied as 3,95,667. Here also 3,95,667. I hope you are understanding. See, there are three important points we have to understand. First one, capital reserve. Before acquisition, if you have any profit with the S company or subsidiary company, that should be distributed among holding company and subsidiary company. And total out of the total profit or reserve, what are the amount we deduct, the remaining amount will be considered as a revenue reserve or revenue profit. That amount also we have to distribute among the holding company and subsidiary company according to their ratio. How we will calculate their ratio? On the basis of number of shares they are holding, and if you have any mutual adjustment, it may be payment due from H company or payment due from S company, or it may be debtors or creditors. We have to show double effect. It should be deducted from the debtors, at the same time it should be deducted from the credit balance. I hope you have understood the problem, and once you do the problem with yourself, look at the adjustment, read the adjustment and read the effects what we have done in the calculation of minority interest, goodwill and the consolidated balance sheet. If you have any doubts, you please comment below or come to our college. We will solve your doubts. So in next session, we are going to solve one more problem with more adjustment in the next session. So we will meet on next session. Till then, thank you so much.